Okay, hello friends and everyone watching. I'm so excited. Since we're all stuck at home, we thought we would do a video for you. And I have my good friend Gina Gibson with me. Everyone say hi, this is Gina. And I know Gina through church, and she is the executive director for the Evansville Christian Life Center. And a lot of you know I worked in the nonprofit sector, and huge round of applause for Gina because she has like one of the most stressful jobs on the entire planet, and she has survived in that role a long time. So Kenton and I have supported the Life Center for quite a while, and really just wanted to have her on this video so that I could share all of her wisdom and knowledge with you. We actually went with our small group on a tour earlier this year before all this crazy happened of the Life Center, and it was the first time that we had been there in a long time, and there had been a lot of changes. So even if you are familiar with the Life Center, please keep watching. But Gina, maybe just give people a quick overview of who the Life Center is.
Sure. So, we are an agency that is probably getting ready to explode with the way our economy and everything is. And so some of the things that we do, the higher overarching things that we do, we have a medical clinic that provides medical, pregnancy, and dental care to the uninsured, the underinsured, or individuals just like us who have our own. If we don't have our own GP doctor, we can go there, use our insurance, use our copay, and pay it forward for someone else to be able to use the services, even if they can't afford $1. So based off a sliding scale fee, amazing nurses and nurse practitioners there. So please let people know about what the clinic does. The other piece of what we do is our anti-poverty initiative, and that is called GAIN. It's for families who either were in generational poverty or situational poverty, which could be potentially a lot of people coming up with that situational poverty. And so we truly just come alongside of them. They fill out an application to be a part. They learn SMART goals, learn to write their SMART goals. They learn budgeting. It's literally helping them with those 11 different resources that a lot of times folks in poverty lack. And it just helps them to move forward and move out of poverty. And so we want to partner with them. They're the leaders of their life, and we want to help them with that plan and assign them a kind of like a coach to help them just walk that journey. We want to be their cheerleaders. And so a part of that is also the food co-op, which I think is Anna's favorite part. And so, folks who are in GAIN can be a part of the food co-op. So for an average family of 4, for less than $20 can get 2 weeks worth of groceries.
That is amazing.
I know. They get about 50 to 60% of their groceries in there. And so it's $5 for a family member 13 years and older, and $2 for a family members 12 and under. And so as they're working their GAIN and they're working their plan, when they come up with that, a lot of times they're starting to lose their social services faster than their income increases. So the food co-op can help make up that difference. And so we love for them to come in. It looks like a little mini grocery store, and they just come in and shop for much needed items. And so, they can be a part. If a family is with Habitat and they're working their sweat equity, they can also come and be a part of the food co-op. And so we also have our parenting department, those folks who walk in our clinic with that unexpected pregnancy, and whether they're married or they're not, can literally send them into poverty if they're not prepared. Absolutely. And so we want to come alongside of them to help them be the parents that God created them to be. And so the bulk of who we see in our parenting department are folks who either didn't have a parent or didn't have a good example of a parent. And so we assign them to classes and things that they need to learn. They get assigned a mentor. Right now we're doing just like this. We're doing mentor sessions on Zoom. What did we do before Zoom?
I don't know.
I mean,
Everything has changed.
I mean, technology, at least we get to see each other's faces.
That's
You know,
true.
instead of just a phone call. So in Parenting Rewards, they'll take classes, and it's an earn while you learn system. And so they earn baby bucks, and they can go into the boutique and get cribs, diapers, formula, bottles, and gently used items, just all that fun baby stuff. And so, you know, we're just there. We do provide, in a normal setting, we provide hot meal program. Right now, during COVID-19, we weren't prepared to do the grab and go lunches. So we partnered with the Evansville Rescue Mission, who can do that, and a couple of other organizations. And we just share all of our food with them so they can feed people. When we are normally serving, we serve about 250, 300 plates a day. And so Tuesday through Thursday. And so we should, once the restaurants open up, we should get back to that. And then we do have our clothing department on the 3rd floor. You know, it's meant to help families with resources that just don't have the funds to be able to go out to shop for those kiddos who outgrew their clothes, or for the single mamas and single dads who need those things also. And so that's kind of the high flying view of the Life Center. Like I said, with COVID-19, it's a little bit different. We're not having the masses come in. The only people that are allowed in our building right now are people who have appointments to shop in the food co-op, or appointments with in the boutique. We're doing curb service, giving them their formula and their diapers. And so, yeah, we just know that coming up with the way the economy is, and I know you work in that realm, so you know that we just think there's going to be a lot of people in need. And so when we go back to full speed, we're going to need people just like you to come in and volunteer. And so, you know, what I could say to folks who are listening to this today is there are so many ways that you can help. First and foremost, you can pray for us on the front lines. We're considered essential services. The bulk of our staff is still at the Life Center working. There are some of us, like myself, who are locked at home in our homes, in our home offices. This is week 6. I'm ready to move forward and get out of my office. But, you know, we are going to need folks like you to help volunteer. So prayer support, volunteers, and then last but not least, we need people to help fund to bridge that gap, you know, to help us just with finances. You know, there are a lot of people that may not be able to give that are normal givers during this time, and we're going to need funds more than ever. So all the nonprofits in this community could use your support and your help.
I mean, one of the things that I've always loved about the Life Center is that I feel confident that if someone goes there for help, they're going to be treated with respect. They're going to be treated with dignity. You know, you're going to meet them where they are and not be like, well, why aren't you all the way over here by this point? And I think that's going to be a big struggle for a lot of folks, as, you know, maybe they're facing financial challenges for the first time. I mean, what do you say? What would you encourage all of us who, you know, we all have people in our lives who have never thought they would need any sort of assistance. It's almost like it's such a negative feeling word. What would you share with people who maybe are thinking, I could maybe use some of those services and I never thought I would need them?
Absolutely. And you know, we see this when some of the biggest catastrophes has happened in our country. The stock market crashed back in 2008, for example. We had people come in that were our donors and had been our donors for years and walked through our doors. And I will never forget a gentleman coming to the front desk and just crying. And I will tell you, I'm okay when women cry, but when men cry, I can't handle it. And so, you know, he said, I've never been in this position. He had lost his job. His wife had cancer. They were getting ready to lose their home. And he said, I don't know where to go. And I said, you're here. You paid it forward. And so the bottom line, what I can say to people is, use us as a resource. Please call us. We have a team of people that literally have been putting plans together that when we get those calls, they know exactly the resources they're going to discuss with them. You know, someone can say, you know, I don't know what to do. I can't pay my utility bills. Well, our first conversation would be, Have you called and had a conversation with veteran? Oh,
Right.
center point. Because they are the most wonderful people. And you may not think that, but they really are. They really are. And so we want them to call us because we can help point them in the right directions. We can help talk them through and literally point them sometimes to a GAIN initiative and to classes that can better help them. But that's what we're there for, is to be a resource. So encourage those folks to give us a call, because we want to partner with them and help them move forward on this journey. I mean, a lot of people are going to be in that position. They really are. And that's what we're here for. We're getting prepared. We're getting geared up. I had a staff meeting a week ago with my staff, and I said, who's ready? Who's ready with their plans? Because we know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We do.
And I mean, people can be thinking about how they want to contribute, how they want to volunteer, give their time. I mean, I think, it's kind of a divide right now of people who are still out there working in essential services, just really pushing everything to the limit. And then there's a whole nother group of people who are, using this as a time of reflection, that they don't, have anywhere to go. Maybe the only place they're going is the grocery store. What kind of things can the food co-op use now and in the weeks to come? Because when I visited, I remember, if you would have asked me, I was like, oh, well, you definitely need peanut butter. And you're like, well, actually it's a really common thing to donate. And a lot of kids have peanut allergies now. And
they do.
Yes, of course they do. So what are some things that are like more, less commonly donated to the food co-op that is really needed?
Think about the things that it takes you to build a meal. So spices, background things, like pasta and rice and beans and spices and things like also laundry detergent. And yes, the much needed that none of us can get, toilet paper.
Donate all of your toilet paper that you've been stockpiling.
Yeah. So think about this though, all the things that it takes to make a meal. So those essential items, because when you go to food pantries, you can get the cans of green beans and corn and all of those things. And honestly, families can purchase those because sometimes you can get those for $2 and $3, $4 and for $1. But it's the things behind the scenes that it takes you to build the broth and I think about making chili. Think about all the things that come in chili. And so, maybe your small groups or your church could think about, okay, we're going to focus on 4 recipes, and what's it take to make all those recipes? And then cool idea would be also for them to bring copies of those recipes also for us to give out to the family. So just really cool things. Sugarless cereal, lots of families, I know they eat the sugar, but a lot of kids, families watch for those sugar, don't want those sugar cereals once they see how hyper their kids are, and then dairy products, that can be something you can always do also. So so any of those things, you can go for a much needed list on our website, which is restoringpeople.com. You can also click on the donate page, or you can also click on the volunteer page from there. So just a lot of resources on our page our website that can direct you to different things and also tell you more, some of the stories, some of the life change stories that are out there that are just really cool, that we've been able to walk people through.
Okay, so if you're still watching this, you're awesome. Thank you, Gina. So the website is restoringpeople.com.
Yes.
So if you go there to restoringpeople.com, you can click volunteer, you can click donate, you can see all the things that the food co-op needs. And I know you guys are like, oh, everyone's asking for money. Well, that's like my favorite thing to do. I do it all day long. I love asking for money. And I would just ask people to really examine like where they're giving their charitable dollars to. You have a lot of options. So really think about the things that convict you and the reasons that you support an organization. So, Kenton and I have been supporting for a long time. We love how the Life Center continues to evolve. It used to be a food pantry where people just came and got what they needed, and it was a basic needs thing. And it met a need. But, you know, it has evolved now as a part of a greater initiative to really pull people out of poverty, you know, help them be successful, be more of a bridge. It's still meeting a basic need. But, you know, really just think about how you want to support the community. And here I go, Gina, on my fundraising bender. So for all of you who know, I mean, fundraising events are so hard. They're time intensive. You're constantly asking for sponsorships, and there's nothing wrong with them. But hey, yo, the Life Center has said, okay, we're doing our golf scramble, but you guys don't have any other fundraisers, right?
No.
So I mean, that is huge, because that means we're as if it's my organization, Gina. The Life Center is saying, hey, we're going to believe that God is going to provide individuals who will give monthly, who will support us regularly, because they believe in the work that we're doing. So, okay, now if you're really still watching this, it's probably just my mom and dad, but you guys are great. Go to restoringpeople.com to learn more about the Life Center. And stay well, be safe. Thank you, Gina, so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great week. Bye, everybody.
I will. You too. Bye-bye.